All right, you're listening to another uneventful episode of this podcast. It's the first but yet worst comedy podcast in Philly. Every once in a while I go to an open mic and I hear a new comic on stage end their set and go, "Hey everybody, can you listen to my podcast on Spotify?" I'm like, go fuck yourself. I've been doing my podcast since 2008, so I wasn't supposed to listen to your podcast and not my podcast because it's new? It's been around forever, motherfucker. Way before you guys. And also, it's your favorite podcast show that most people will not listen to. And folks, to talk about my boring week, I can't figure out any other segments to do for this show. And as far as guests goes, I refuse to ask anybody or care. So this is the show right now. If you don't like it, well, I got two words for you: suck it. Anyways, Monday night I did the open mic, my open mic, I should say. And I should have pushed it back another week. We did it 2 weeks back to back. So if you remember, I got closed down for the plumbing a few weeks ago, so we tried to make up for that. And we only had 6 comics, and we only had 4 audience members. And it wasn't a great turnout. This Italian guy was talking during the show. He wasn't being a dick. He was trying to help out. And I had this bit idea. I was, I'm going to go up and I'm going to keep telling jokes until the audience leaves. So I have a whole category of jokes in my bag that I've done over the years. I have puns, I have clean jokes, I have stories, I have bits, I have favorite jokes, which I need to update. And I'm just going to keep telling jokes until, so I did about 20 minutes, and then eventually all the audience members left, and I went, all right, now we can end the show. And then we ended the show. The show was over like 9:15. Then we started watching the Sixers game. We expected the Sixers to lose, but they won that first game. And we were like, oh, but they lost the last 2, which I don't care about, because you guys know I don't care about Philly sports. So that happened Monday, and then Tuesday I met up with Sean, the personal trainer friend guy, and we did more push-ups, squats, lunges, and planks. I was all fucking sweaty. My hair was all fucking sweaty. Then we did the boxing thing. Same thing, I could barely throw a punch. I was so exhausted. And then Wednesday, I was supposed to go to Tap Room in New Jersey to do some comedy. I haven't been there in 2 weeks now, but I missed it because I had to pick my dad up from somewhere, and then I had to drive my mom to work, and that sucked. So, shit happens, you know. I'll go next week, hopefully. And then Thursday, I decided to go to Cabaret. I was like, I'm not going to go out for Cinco de Mayo, even though it was a nice night, because I'm going to eat a nice big homemade burrito bowl and take a nice big shit, which I did. So Thursday I went to Cabaret, and it was very boring, as I expected. Nobody was there but an old couple. They left. Then there's these 2 guys from the roller skating thing came over, and we watched Bad Teacher with Cameron Diaz and Justin Timberlake. Not the best comedy movie. It's not too bad. But I got drunk watching that. And then you guys saw I put another YouTube short up. It got over 1,000 views, but not that many comments, unfortunately. I was hoping for more negative comments to make me laugh, but no cigar there. And then the bartender at the cabaret, I forgot to mention this, gave me a number. He said, hey, this guy wrote me a letter, and he could tell he's an older guy, and he wants to know, like, where the open mics are at. He wants to come here, but I didn't know what to tell him. So he gave me this weird envelope, and I called the guy. And the guy was like this middle-aged white guy, and he was like, oh, yeah, okay, thanks for telling me. I was like, yeah, Cabaret's not coming back. And he was like, okay. He was like, yeah, I'll check out the places around here. So I have his number. Maybe I'll try to prank call him next week. I want to do a prank call show. It's been about almost a month. So then that happened, and then Saturday night I went to Old City. And I got to tell you, I left out early. One of the worst parking experiences I ever experienced. I fucked up. I turned on Market Street. Usually I get the left lane to make the left turn because I know I can't find parking there. Well, there was a parking spot open, and I fucking missed it. So then I'm driving down the next block. There's another good parking spot right in front of the meter. I missed that too, even though I had the parallel parking. I was like, fuck. So I go to my usual spot. There's nothing. I end up going around again, and then as I'm driving down the gravel, for those who know in Old City, there's lots of gravel, and I've seen cars, tires have sparks come out. I try to drive slow. This fucking gay jogger, and when I say gay, he really was gay, pulls up to my bumper, and he's like beeping the horn, like, let's go. So I put my arm out my window and do the whole, like, go around. So he goes around and then slams on his brakes, and he goes, fuck you, you asshole. And then the security guard just shakes his head, and I go, welcome to Philadelphia, am I right? And the guy laughed. And then the guy ends up blocking up the whole street for the Uber. I'm like, really? It's okay for you to block the whole fucking street for your Uber, but, I can't fucking drive a little slow because I don't want my old tires to pop off my car? Go fuck yourself, Cuffy. Anyway, so I'm driving around, I was getting ready to give up. I was like, fuck, I'm going to have to go home or go somewhere else. And then I saw a nice parking spot by itself near this bank on Market Street. I parked in front of it. It took me a half an hour to find parking. I was driving around for over a half an hour. That sucked. But I got a good parking spot. Then I brought a concoction of the Jack. I got an extra bottle of Amsterdam vodka. I got rid of my old bottle weeks ago. And then I drank that outside. Beautiful vibe last night. The Phillies were playing, which I can give a shit about. And there was a lot of people, I guess, for Cinco de Mayo weekend and plus the Phillies game. So a lot more volume in Old City. It reminded me of the old days, kind of. And I sat outside, and then I went to Stowe's to get a shot and a beer. I was watching the Lakers and the Warriors game for a little bit. And then I got me a slice of pizza and a bottle of water. And then I might as well go to Nationals to see my old black Asian bouncer buddy. And he was trying to give me advice. He was like, oh, you should wear torn jeans. Girls like torn jeans. I said, so if a girl doesn't find me attractive at all, if I wear torn jeans, she's going to find me attractive. He goes, yeah, and you should wear a hat like this. And he had like this goofy graffiti hat, and he had on glasses. And he wants me to dress like him, like wear glasses, some weird, colorful hat, torn jeans, and Nikes. And I was like, oh, I'll get laid. And then his black bouncer buddy was like, yeah, man, I used to sing to bitches and get pussy, man. He was like, I lost my virginity at 11. I was raped by my babysitter. I said, dude, I know 3 black comedians who had the same story. He goes, yeah. He goes, I don't know. It's a cultural thing. And then he tells me the story on how it happened. And he goes, yeah, I used to just sing to bitches. They would say, oh, my God, I'm not into black guys, but I have to fuck you. And I'm like, really? Okay, I'll try it. So they're giving me all this weird advice. I'm not even there for advice. I'm just there to hang out, enjoy the vibe. He was trying to get me to go inside. I went inside just to take a piss, but I didn't bother. And then a bunch of Asian girls came in there with these 2 guys, and I was like, I'm not going to bother. I just went home. I left around 11, got home around, 11:40. And folks, that's my boring week. So much excitement going on. As far as what's on the channel next week, I can't promise, but I really want to do a prank call show. I don't have any ideas. Gonna have to maybe use some old ideas, or maybe one of you fruits will give me an idea, and then we'll see what happens. And then yeah, man, I can't. That's pretty much it. I don't know. There's not much really else going on. Hopefully, get back to Jersey on Wednesday to do comedy. But now that we got that out the way, I've yapped for about 7.5 minutes. It's time to finish up the rest of the show with, well, you guys know what I'm gonna say. You can say it with me if you want. Well, you don't have to. It's the odd news. Right-wingers praise free speech at CPAC Hungary, then eject Guardian journalist. I like the term white-wingers because it makes me think about wings. Big Island tourists follow GPS right in the water at Hanaku Harbor. Forget your hook, line, and sinker. An Israel food tech company says it has 3D printed the first ever ready-to-cook fish fillet using animal cells cultivated and grown in a laboratory. That sounds a little too high-tech for me, but I never liked the McDonald's fish fillet. I like deep-fried fish, but I don't like the fast food sandwiches. Americans caught smuggling 375 pounds of fruit roll-ups into Israel. TikTok is blamed. Well, some people say Americans are getting fruity lately, and alright, I wish there was an open mic tomorrow to try that one out. An Australian for beer. An Australian McDonald's franchise pays $275,000 fine after it admits to ruthlessly union busting 15-year-old employee in tip of iceberg case. While all McDonald's stores face $250 million compensation claim of alleged theft. Oh, folks, I forgot to mention one other thing. It's not that important. When I was in Old City, I ran into this guy named Dan Smilo. I knew there was something there. And he's this guy who used to have this bar called Marymount. It's not there anymore. But, yeah, he introduced me to this black guy. He's like, oh, he wants to get into comedy. And then the black guy got my Instagram. So then I got this random black guy on my Instagram. But, yeah, we were talking for a few minutes. He was like, yeah, we used to do comedy at the cabaret and stuff. And I did it. I had to pay $5. And we were talking to these old people. Like, where do you live in Northeast Philly? And it was a pretty fun conversation. But I forgot to mention that. Edit that in. Okay, who cares? Alright. Coyote enters Woodland Hills home through dog door. That's pretty fucking scary. Get rid of that dog door. South Africa's only driver's license machine is out of order. They only have one driver's license machine. Well, man arrested after opening heroin, cocaine, and meth store in Canada. I mean, you had me at cocaine and you had me at heroin. But once you got the meth, I knew this guy was out of control. Fired Big Lots manager says she was just trying to get her store shopping cart back after shoplifter was finished using it. Oh, yeah. Any story that starts with the word pranksters is going to be good. Pranksters. Sounds like something an old guy would say. Pranksters! Pranksters meow systematically giant penis in lawn of King Charles's coronation party site. That's funny. Did they put the cum in there or the pubes or just the... I don't know. You can look that up for yourselves. Thieves use chickens to attack home break-ins in Pennsylvania town. In my dirty state of Pennsylvania. South Carolina high school threatens to remove toilet paper from restrooms because students are flushing the rolls down the toilet. Oh my god. These damn TikTokers won't learn. New York morgue attendant accused of sharing graphic autopsy images and video on social media. That's fucking disgusting. That's disrespectful to the families. He should be fucking arrested for life. That's right. That's fucking disrespectful, man. Sailing boat rescued by the Gothenburg, the largest ocean-going wooden sailing ship in the world. Saudi Arabia says it will welcome LGBTQ plus viewers despite anti-gay laws. What's up with Saudi Arabia? Are they getting 32? More than 305 employees as young as 10 are working at McDonald's. Yeah, I went to McDonald's today for breakfast and they made a mistake on my order. And I go in and I shit you not, the kid behind the counter looked like he wasn't even like... He looked like he was in middle school, like 12 years old. I was like, what the f... Or maybe he just has good genes. Minnesota legislator votes shirtless from bed during Zoom meetings, so you can't do that anymore. Oh wait, you can. You can be shirtless. What about the girls? Can they do that too? Yeah. Investigation finds 10-year-old children working unpaid at Louisville McDonald's. They're so desperate to get workers, they're tricking these poor kids. Albino echidna spotted wandering in Australian town. I gotta look up this word. ECH. What the fuck is ECHIDNA? Echidna. I don't know what it... echidna have known as spiny anteaters. Oh, okay. Alright. I didn't know what that was. Oh yeah, Howard Stern says something like black people don't talk to him at basketball games. Is it because he went in blackface years ago? I called a black man the N-word to his face? Because maybe they heard about that. I don't know. 500 pounds of cooked pasta was dumped along a New Jersey stream. It's now a political issue. Oh yeah, I saw that actually on the news. And Italians are outraged. How could you put that much pasta? Oh my god. Okay, that's a terrible Italian accent. Putin is angry. Farmers in Ukraine are using tractors to clear minefields. BMW barrels over 120 miles per hour across median heading directly for an officer at a traffic light. And there's a picture that says "Brah moment." Oh, it's a rocket that blew up seconds. Holy shit. That is a pretty cool, I would call it a bra moment. Searches for VPN soar in Utah amidst Pornhub blockage. Yeah, Pornhub deleted millions of their videos. Oh shit, Pornhub blocks all of Utah from its site. If you guys remember the movie, what's it called? It was called Orgasmo, with Matt Stone and Trey Parker. I think he was in Utah in that movie, and everyone goes, oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, man, it's really true. 911 call about fight ends with Florida cops separated two brawling goats. Yeah! That's my impression of goat used to be on the show. FDA clears smart toilet seat from home heart monitoring. A penis-shaped iceberg has been seen floating past a town named Dildo. You're not talking about Biden, are you? Alright, that wasn't good. Crash unleashes 1 million bees onto a Florida highway. Oh, Florida. Crows carried mines are becoming a major problem in Kharkiv region. Police arrest a drunk driver with a fake Boris Johnson driver's license that was valid until the year 3000. Landlords are people too. Landlords bravely protest to evict people faster. We're almost coming to the wire here. 70-year-old man fends off a cougar attack with a rock. And that's not an old lady who fucks young boys. An actual cougar. Secret plans from British nuclear submarine found in a pub toilet. Concert goer lets out a ladly full body orgasm while LA Phil plays Takashivaki's Fifth, whatever word that is. I think we're coming at banana artwork eaten by a visitor. And there's a list here of the weirdest items that ever been left in the Uber. Fog machine, ankle monitor, pregnancy test, fake blood, 2 fingernails, fake tooth. It's mostly Halloween stuff. It's not even that interesting. Crazy town goers suit each other up after a Rocky Myrtle Beach show. Yeah, I think that's it, folks. That's it. Well, folks, thank you for listening from the bottom of my fat little rotten heart. I'll see you folks on the next one you just listened to, and we're out of here.